What's up, guys? So today we're doing a little work on the GS400. We're actually doing it legit. Take a look. We've got little chocks on the wheels, both sides. Oh man, this is too good. We're on jack stands, nice and legit. So what I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to show you how to make an automatic transmission last. There are three things that will kill an auto transmission. Number one is heat, number two is slipping, causing the heat, and number three is neglecting to change the fluid. So what we have here is a Toyota Type T4 transmission fluid. There's about 12 quarts in here. There is a transmission filter, some tubing, a hose barb, and a transmission cooler to keep everything clean. Now to basically flush the transmission fluid, I'm going to use this little pump. It's a 12-volt pump. Alright, the first thing you got to look for when you jack up the car is two lines coming in and coming out the bottom of the radiator. There are 3/8 hydraulic line, and there's an internal cooler inside the radiator, which is pretty inefficient. That's why we're installing the external. So one of these lines goes in and one goes out. So the first thing you have to do is find out where the fluid is coming out from. Alright, so I disconnected the hose coming out of the radiator and I attached two clear tubes. There's one over here, there's a hose barb and another clear tube, and both tubes are going to this bucket. And what I got to do now is start the engine, so the torque converter, which acts as a pump, will pump the fluid, and we'll find out which one is the outlet. Alright, so we've got the pan off. Okay, so here's the inside of the pan, and you can see three little magnets. Flush the transmission fluid. I'm going to use this pump to feed in fresh fluid, and the garbage is going to drain out of here.
Automatic transmission fluid is best drained warm, so take the car for a short drive beforehand. Once safely raised, remove any splash guards and under trays. Check if the gearbox requires to be filled through a dedicated filler, the dipstick tube, or through a filler plug. If it has a plug, remove it first. Place the drain pan under the gearbox and remove the drain plug. Let the oil drain for 5 minutes or until empty. Install a new drain plug washer if required, and tighten the drain plug to the specs found in the service manual. Add the required amount of automatic transmission oil into the appropriate location. Then start the car, apply the brakes firmly, and move the selector through each gear, holding for a few seconds. This allows the new fluid to flow through the entire gearbox. Once completed, put the car in park, then use the dipstick to check if the level is correct, and add small amounts as required. Many cars require the car to be running to ensure correct checking of the fluid level. Check your user's manual to be sure. Check around the plug for any leaks before reinstalling any splash guards and under trays.
Starting the engine to warm up the engine and the transaxle. Turn the engine off. Locate a pressure test unit. This is a typical gauge that uses the gauges with adapter hoses. Locate the pressure port that you want to test. Remove the test plug. Insert the proper hose adapter. and carefully tighten it with a wrench. Be careful not to over-tighten or strip it out. Now connect the hose adapter to the gauge using the quick coupler. Raise the vehicle so the drive wheels will be off the ground. Now remove the transmission throttle cable. Start the engine up. Place the selector in drive 4. Raise the engine RPMs up to 2,000 RPMs. When the gear hits third gear, pressure will show. This is your low pressure setting. Now pull on the throttle cable part way. This will be your high pressure setting. Release the pressure. One more time, pull on the cable, get your high pressure reading, release the cable for your low pressure reading. Check your specifications. With the throttle cable closed, we had 70 psi. Partially open, we had 125 psi. Here we're very close to specifications. Now that I'm done, I'm going to place my foot on the brake and push the brake pedal down. Place the gear selector into park. Turn off the ignition to stop the engine. And reconnect the throttle cable to the throttle linkage. Now remove the pressure hose from the pressure tap. Install the plug with the new sealing washer and tighten it up carefully. Wipe the area dry. Start the engine and check for leaks.